Hey, 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 good to see you again. Welcome back. All right. Gonna do a little Gordon Lightfoot, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. This song came out in 1976. Mr. Lightfoot was right on top of this one. I can't believe that he wrote a song right after this. This is actually a true story because the Edmund Fitzgerald sank in 1975, November of 75 to be more correct. And Mr. Lightfoot wrote a song about it briefly after the incident. So we're going to jump into some wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and see how this goes. Let's see how this story is told. All right. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. You can hit that notification bell for future videos that will notify you if you like. I appreciate it, and it gets the videos out to you. All right. Without further ado, Mr. Lightfoot, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Here we go.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty.
Wow.
That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew.
All right, that explains a little bit more from the research that I've done. That explains a little bit more.
Some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling?
Okay, the reason I say it explains a little more because it was like 17 miles northwest of Whitefish Bay, and I'm guessing it was coming south from where that actually happened at. Yeah, that was one of the questions that I had. Now that I'm listening to it, I can pretty much figure it out.
The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing.
Yeah, there were 25-foot waves, so I'm told.
The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind.
A heck of a, I guess, an early winter storm. It's my guess, 25-foot waves and in a lake. In a lake.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Excuse me. Yeah, they say the last radio communication, they were spoken to the Anderson, which is another ship on the lake. At 7:10 p.m. is when the last transmission was made, and Captain McSorley said that they were holding their own, and those were the last words heard from the Edmund Fitzgerald. And then they say, like, 10 or 15 minutes later, it was completely submerged. It was gone. Very sad. Very, very sad.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they put 15 more miles behind her.
A little faster, they'd have made it.
They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters.
They were never able to recover the bodies of the crew. No one knows where they went.
Lake Huron Rose Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go as the mariners all go, with the gales of November remembered.
Now, I'm not really sure. The Great Lakes, I think that they're all in some way connected together, so you can run into any of the lakes that you want to go from any other lake. Like it said, Lake Ontario takes what Erie can send her. Okay, that tells me that Lake Erie flows into Lake Ontario. I'm not real sure. I have to do a little more research on that. I'm not real sure, but I think, if I remember correctly from several centuries ago when I was in school, that the lakes are connected somehow, so that there are channels where you can go from lake to lake. I'm not sure. Anyway, you can leave me some comments and let me know about that. Like 730 feet or something like that ship was. Huge.
In a musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Okay, it said that Superior never gives up her dead. All right, well, I was curious about that, and they never did find the remains of the of the crew. And so I did a little research on it, and some of it, I really don't understand how stuff like that works. But anyway, the water is cold. It's like 50 to 60 degrees pretty much year round. And it doesn't have a lot of bacteria in the water. So what happens is when a human dies, if there's the bacteria creates gases and which makes them float to the surface. And in this case, there's no bacteria in the water because it's so cold that it didn't bring them up. So apparently, everyone that was on the ship is still there, from what I can get. That's how Lake Superior claims its victims, because the water's so cold and they never float up, so they're never found. They go down with the wreck, and so be it. But wow, it's kind of amazing, stuff you learn just by listening to music. Figure it out. Yeah, that was so sad. And I was in my late teens, early 20s when this took place. And when I first heard this song by Gordon Lightfoot back in the 70s, I really had no knowledge of that it was actually true. I just thought it was a song that somebody wrote, put together, but it was an actual true story. And it's so sad. Hey, 29 chimes for the 29 souls lost on that shipwreck. It's really, really sad. Very sad. Anyway, hey, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. And we'll move on down the road. So, with that being said, hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, share. Hit that notification bell for future videos. And it's all free for you. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you.